Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. Well, we're starting a new Holy Week. We're going to have a great day today as I talk about life lessons from the first Palm Sunday. We're going to go into Holy Week next week. On Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be having work days, getting ready at South Campus, getting everything cleaned up, planting grass, planting trees, just all of us taking ownership together of the new property and just putting some of our blood, sweat, and tears into the place. Not just money, but putting our lives into that land, into that altar for God. And then great School of the Cross next Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, Brother John will be preaching in the great dedication on Easter Sunday of South Campus. So thank you for taking time to put God first during Holy Week. It's not just about vacation. It's about, let's remember what Jesus did for us. I want to take you back today to Deuteronomy chapter 18 to a strange little verse. Listen to what Moses says. You may say to yourselves, how can we know when a message has not been spoken by the Lord? If what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. That prophet has spoken presumptuously. Do not be afraid of him. Do not be afraid of him. Now, I'll tell you one of the things I've noticed in my short life, and that is real men of God don't try to make you afraid of them. Real men of God aren't about everybody bowing down to them and everybody being afraid of them. Real men of God don't need to run around and say, touch not the Lord's anointed. Real men of God don't need to do that. It's the fake ones that do. It's the charlatans. It's the ones that aren't living right. And they always want you to be afraid of them. Now, Moses looks right at the people and said, listen, there are going to be prophets that come along that claim to be prophets, that claim to be men and women of God, and they're not. And they say all kinds of stuff, and it never happens. Don't be afraid of those people. Don't let those people control your life. Don't feel that somehow you're not serving God because you don't follow what some silly prophet said to you. It amazes me sometimes in life. Now, it doesn't happen as much now that I'm older. You know, something happens when you get older. People leave you alone more because they figured out not to mess with you. But when you're younger, it's amazing the things people would walk up and say to me. David Sumrall, the Lord sent me to speak to you. He did. Yes. I said, well, that's funny. I was just talking to him this morning. He could have told me. That's amazing how people will try to take control of your life and call it prophecy. Now, sometimes as Pentecostal Christians, because we do believe, and please forgive me, I'm not against the Baptists, but, you know, there's a lot of things the Baptists are missing. They're missing the Holy Ghost and speaking in tongues and healing and miracles and the gifts of the Spirit. And because as Pentecostals we believe in these things, and we love the realm of the supernatural, we have to be a little bit more careful that we don't get controlled by the weirdos. Because there are weirdos out there that try to imitate it, and they know how to put on a good show. Don't be afraid of these prophets. Learn. Let's respect God, but we don't need to be afraid of everybody who comes along and says they're speaking for God. If what they say doesn't happen, don't worry about them.